Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. As always, my name's Christopher, and today was the day that I finally figured I should do an update on my indoor grow room. It's been a while since I've been doing anything up here. I've just been trying to keep everything alive and just waiting for the summer season to pass along. We have had a fantastic summer here in Norway. It's been super hot, so not the best for the farmers around here, but for us people not doing farming, well, we've had a fantastic summer, and it's been sunny, and it hasn't been raining almost at all. So every time that I come up here in the grow room, I use my X-ray vision, and I just sieve through a few of my plants every time. So I just have my own system, and I go through everything once a while. And I've been scared so many times of bugs. They have been coming in here and decimating. The last time that when I had the big grow box there, that was the last time that I just finally just gave up on the whole thing. And it just spinned out of control, and I wasn't able to fix it. So I just thought, well, a nice way to start this program is by celebrating that it's actually been 1 year since I had one single bug I could detect in here. And I have my predatory mites, and they're all doing fantastic, and the plants have been growing super, and as you can see, they are really dark green, and they are doing what they should do. So I thought it could be a fun thing to do, just start the program with me telling you about my success of 1 year gardening without any bugs. And I have, maybe you can see the guava that I have over there. I had also a smaller guava that was just sitting right there, and I started filming and I started looking through the plant, and yeah, I got thrips again. So yeah, it was kind of disappointing, and I thought, well, I don't feel like doing a program today. But then again, this is what happened in the garden, and I really don't mind too awful much, because it's something I've dealt with before, and hopefully I can get through it this time. But it's kind of sad, and it was on that plant, and it also got into this pepper plant. So there's going to be some drastic changes in here now. What I will do, I just decided on this, I will prune down all my peppers all the way down, so they can just start regrowing, because there's two types of plants that the thrips really like here in the garden. The first thing is peppers. They love peppers, and they grow like mad in pepper leaves. So I will just cut down my peppers, and I was going to do that anyway, but I wasn't going to cut it all the way down. I was just going to prune it. But I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna cut it all the way down. I'm not gonna take any risks, and I'm also gonna get rid of the wandering Jew. Now, the wandering Jew is also a plant. This one has been growing fantastic, and it doesn't have thrips as far as I can see. But I know thrips love this plant. The last time I had a really invasive thrip infestation here in the grow room, they just ate up the whole plant. So I was actually going to get rid of this plant, and I've been doing that for so many times now. It's been growing like this, and I've cut it down, just take a couple of cuttings, and just grew back from there. And I was thinking that in this program I wanted to explain what I'm going to do going forward now, and that was actually one of my ideas, that I'm going to get rid of this plant. I'm going to give out some cuttings to friends and family, and I'm going to start this plant back up again. So it's not a loss for that one. But yeah. So I'm just going to continue with my plan. I'm going to show you everything that I have growing here, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I'm going to throw out, and what I'm going to keep, and what I'm going to do with certain types of plants. So yeah, life moves on. I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out right now. But that's just part of the game. So yeah, let me just grab the camera and I'll show you every single thing that I have growing in here. Starting from the left here, we have some succulents. Now, these are just some simple succulents, but I really enjoy the way these grow, and I'm going to get a lot more into succulents in the coming time. So just hold on tight for that, and I will do some more. This is the olive tree that I had. It was growing like a bonsai, and it wasn't doing too well, and I thought I'd just cut it way down and see if it would grow back. And it started to shoot back up again now, so hopefully it's gonna be a beautiful plant one day. Here we have 3 new starts of papaya, and I will get more into those once we get to the real showstopper, the big papaya that I have. And behind we have my Hawaiian wild guava. Now this is a beautiful plant, and I was I was searching this a little bit online, and it seems like this is going to be a huge plant. But I'm going to try to trim it and grow it as a bonsai. Oh, well, not exactly a bonsai, but as a small dwarf or something, because I don't have the space for it. But it's actually, yeah, it's getting wide, and the trunk is starting to look like something now. It's getting woody. It's not especially thick, but it's getting somewhere, and I'm gonna just try to prune it back. And as you can see, I just cut the tip up there, and it just put out 3 branches. And then I cut those again, and it's putting out branches everywhere now. So it's gonna be a really bushy one. And on each node that from underneath where I cut, it will put out new branches. So this is gonna be a huge, fantastic project. And hopefully, if I can get the trips to stay away from this one, it's gonna be a nice thing in the end. So over to something that looks a little bit worse for wear. This is my Apache chili. It's not looking great at all, and it's just falling apart, but it's still alive. So I will see if I can get it to do something nice this winter. But yeah, I don't put too much energy into this one. It's well, it's got the nicest pot that I have up here, but it's not looking too good. So we will just see what we can do of this. And down here we have one type of succulent. I don't know what it's called, but it's nice, and it's thick. It's like touching an aloe, but it's not an aloe, and I don't know what it is, but it's some type of succulent, and I'm going to try to see if I can grow some more of these. And it's putting out pups everywhere, and I took off a couple of those, and you will see those yeah, a little bit later. Over to my right here, you have, oh, sorry for the shaking. This is my pothos, and you can see the difference between the leaves on top here. These were the ones that was from the cutting. I got the cutting from my sister. So these ones haven't been exposed too much to the sunlight or to any grow light at all. But as you can see now, when it's putting out new leaves, wow, don't they look beautiful? I just love this, because this is kind of like the plain household plant, and yeah, I don't know. But when you get these types of leaves, the huge leaves, the golden marble leaves, they look just fantastic. And I would like to see if I can figure out some way of letting this one grow a little bit more wild, because these ones grow up trunks of trees and everything in the wild. So I will see if I can figure out some way to, maybe I can grow it up against the banana or something crazy like that. And here we have a Kaffir Lime. Doesn't look too great, but I don't think it has bugs. It hasn't had any bugs, but I've been a little bit uncareful with the watering, so yeah, it's not the most beautiful specimen, but it's still alive, so we will see. And I think this is one that I'm going to get rid of. I think if somebody in my family wants this, yeah, they can have it, because I have another one that I will show you. This is my cotton, yes. And it's putting out these pods and they will eventually turn into cotton. So, I don't know. I've been cutting it, pruning it back a couple of times and it's been growing back and it's starting to get a nice woody stem there, but I don't know. I haven't really connected with this plant and I don't think I ever will. So this one is probably gonna go also. I think I will use the space for a few of the other projects that I have coming in. And just look at the leaves on this. I just wanted to show you once again. It is putting out just the most beautiful green curly leaves. So, moving on, we have the Wandering Jew. This one you have already seen. It's a big one. Now, this one, I think it was in March or something. This was just one single cutting, and it's, yeah, this one will just take over your life. So be careful growing this. Here on the floor we have some type of succulent once again. Not sure what it is, but it's a beautiful one and it's growing fast. I put this one in this pot maybe a month ago or something, and it was this tall. So all the new leaves here are actually from the last month, and that's just fantastic. So over here I have a cutting from the same plant. This was actually just a daughter plant growing from the side of the stem of the main plant. And here we also have a sucker for the strange succulent that I showed you earlier. This one, yes, this is, I think it's called a Janet Craig Dracaena, I think. Yeah, I think it is a Dracaena. And I've been stripping off the leaves all the way down there. This one was, I think it was this tall when I got it. So it was just a few leaves coming out from the soil. And as it grew, I just trimmed off the leaves. And I think it looks decent now. I like this one. I'm gonna keep it. And behind this one, yeah, it doesn't look too fantastic. I had some issues with watering early on. And this one is a slow grower. This is a sea palm. And I initially wanted to grow this because it's actually one of the oldest types of specimen that we have in the world now, and it dates back all the way down back to the dinosaurs. And I just thought it would be fun to grow this sea palm inside the grow room, and it's a slow grower and I don't expect much from it in the next few years. So we will just see if it can survive my watering techniques. And moving on down as we're into the palm territory, this is a date palm. I actually got some dates when I was at work this winter, and the dates were great. I enjoyed the taste and I thought maybe I could grow one of the seeds, and they sprouted, and this is one of them. So it's not looking too fantastic, but then again, it's a palm, so it's gonna grow really, really slow, and we will just see if it will do anything here. This is my coconut project. This is actually, I think, I don't have a label for it, but I think this is a Thai dragon. And it's putting out peppers here and there, and yeah, I haven't tasted any of those yet, but it's not looking too good, but it has survived my summer watering. We've been away for a week at a time, and it's been a little bit here and there, so yeah, I think this will survive, and I'm going to try to groom it as best as I can and see if I can make something nice out of it. It would be nice to have something like a bonsai growing out of a coconut shell, so yeah. And moving on, we have, I don't know what we have here. It was supposed to be a Kaffir Lime, but when I touch the leaves and I smell those, yeah, they just smell like regular lime. It's no regular lemon. It's nothing at all like the Kaffir Lime and what that's supposed to smell like and look like. So I don't know. Somebody sold me seeds that really isn't what I asked for. So I don't know what this thing is, and it's probably gotta go, because I would like to grow something here that I know and that I intend to grow, because yeah, there's so many things that I like to grow in the garden, and I don't want stuff that really wasn't intended to be here to take up the space from something else. Okay, moving on. This is a big one. I'm gonna try to see if I can get an overhead shot there. This is my aloe, and for those of you who have been following me for a while, you might have seen the video that I did of pruning my aloe. This is actually the plant, and it was supposed to be a planter for my succulents, but the aloe just took over, and I have some prickly pear growing here in the front that yeah, they're really squeezed out of the pot right now, and also this succulent here. And if I move you a little bit over here, you might see this one. Yeah, this is my Aloe Humerus, and it's not doing too well down there. Well, it's actually doing quite well, but it's getting a little bit crowded in the pot there. So I'm going to be doing a video showing you what it looked like. I'm going to take it apart and get rid of all the succulents growing in there, and I would like to keep this pot just strictly aloe. So we will have to find a way to transplant all the other sticky, pointy things out from this pot and see if we can get them to survive somewhere else. Moving on. This is this is actually my basil. This was the huge basil that I had, and just before we left on vacation, I just cut everything down. It was getting too big, and we've been harvesting from this now since Christmas, and it has just been producing fantastic loads and loads of basil. And as you can see, oh, if I can get you down there without hurting you, it's actually getting to be quite woody and thick, all the stems. So it's developed really nice, and I am not sure if I'm going to keep this one and let it grow for another season, or if I'm going to just jump it out and regrow the whole thing with basil, because we need our basil. And yeah, we will see if we keep this one or if we go for a new one. So in between there, it's nothing remarkable for now, but these are some succulent cuttings that I've been propagating, and we're gonna get more into these later in the season, because as I said, I have a few plants. Down there we have our Greek dwarf basil. This one is actually doing fantastic, and it doesn't get care at all. It's just growing, and it's doing fine in shade underneath another plant here, and it's doing nice. So I'm just gonna keep it as long as it wants to go, and I might take it out and prune it down just to see it regrow, because it's a nice plant, and it's the easiest basil by far to grow, I found. So yeah. And down in the pot where the basil is growing, we have oh, what is it called again? Moringa. Yes, this is called the Moringa. I need to remember everything. I don't have tags visible for everything now. So this is a Moringa, and it's growing. It's been hitting the roof so many times, and I've been just cutting it down, and it's putting out new shoots and everything, and it's really finicky with watering. If it gets too much water, it's just turning this opaque color. It's not going all the way white, but it's just yeah, it doesn't look good. But if you underwater, this is what happened. It just curls up and dies. So this is kind of a difficult plant to have indoors, and the pattern of these growing is it's not exactly ideal, because they like to grow really, really fast, and even though if you put a ton of direct light on those, they still grow too tall, and it's not ideal at all. I love to snack on these, so that's why I've been keeping those. But and as you can see, they are quite thick now. They are getting to be a really, really woody plant, and I've never had to stake this one up. So yeah, I might just cut it down and let it regrow for the 100th time, just to have fun with it once again, and see if I can get it to shape out a little bit more. I was hoping while pruning that it would just bush out a little bit more and get more like a dwarf, but yeah, that's not gonna happen, I think. So someday I'm just going to stop this mad project and move on to something else. Speaking of mad projects that I have no idea about, this one, yeah. So the story behind this is actually a bread nut tree, and it's I haven't read too much about it, but it's supposed to be yeah, a tall plant. So, well, not a plant, it's a tree. So I don't know. This was actually something that I just got the seeds from somewhere. I don't remember. I think it was Tradewind Fruits or something, and I just thought, well, this sounds cool, so let me just see if I can grow it. And here it is. And yeah, so what now? The leaves are beautiful. They are so beautiful. They actually remind me a lot about avocado or coffee, or those types of plants that come out a little bit soft in the leaves, and they just turn really hard and dark green. And it's a beautiful tree, but I don't know what to do with this. I could prune it down and see if it would grow a little bit more bushy, but I don't know. I don't have the heart to throw it out, because it's been growing here for almost a year now, and it looks nice. So I think it deserves a spot here in the garden. Now, one that doesn't deserve a spot here, this is actually a pepper, and it looks like it's been taken by the something really not good. This is I think it's a Jabba the Hutt pepper. It's a really good pepper. I enjoyed growing it outside, and this was just a seed that I put in here, and it's too big of a pot for the size of plant that I had in there, and the soil was a little bit too moist. So if you start out with a really huge pot and it's too moist, the soil, it's not gonna do any good at all. So yeah, this one hasn't been getting water for about 2 months now, and it's finally starting to put out something that looks decent at the top. So I'm not sure. I think some citrus or something is gonna take this pot going forward. Moving on. This is actually one of the things that I was talking about, me doing something with the succulents. This is actually just, I'm just trying to propagate a few succulents there, and there's gonna be more on that. And I need to step a little bit back here for this crazy monster thing. This is actually not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 chilies. This is actually 9 chilies fused together. And I know, before you start hating me in the comments, this is looking bad, but it's gonna get better. I promise you that. This is gonna be a project that we will be working on a lot. And I just wanted to show you down in the bottom there, if it's possible to see it. I'm not so sure, it's dark and out of focus as everything. It's growing really nice there. What I did was I just took 9 pepper plants and I just tied them together from seedlings. And I have no idea what plants are growing here, because these were just plants that I ripped out from the plants that I was supposed to have outside this summer. So I just took some seedlings out, the ones that I had 2 or 3 of, And I just bunched the whole thing. I took nine of those seedlings, some random seedlings, and I just bunched them together. And this is what happened. So I think we have a lot of cool peppers. I know at least they are from types that I really would like to grow. So we will just figure out once it sets fruit. But this one is actually going to get pruned all the way down. And I think I'm going to prune it to maybe about this height. And the reason that I'm doing this now is, as you can see, this pepper is not doing that fantastic. This was actually doing very good in the beginning, but all the others have outgrown it. And once a pepper is outgrown from this type of cluster, it's really, really hard to get back into the game. So I'm gonna cut everything down and see if I can get them to grow as even as possible. But this is something that's gonna take a little bit care to be able to work as we please, and it's gonna take some time. But I'm gonna try to see if I can do it. I know it's possible to do it outside, but I don't know, inside growing 9 peppers intertwined, I don't think that's a good idea at all. And I hate when people are growing several plants in one pot or something of that nature. Yeah, I know I'm doing it with the Moringa, but yeah, shush. Anyway, I'm gonna try to see if I can get it to grow, and if I can, it would be a fun experiment, and it would be so nice to have a thick bush of all types of peppers. Moving on. This is my pride and joy, one of those at least. This is a papaya, and it's been growing very, very nice. It's actually been flowering all summer, and it's putting out these small flowers, if I can get it to focus, and they actually smell nice. I didn't know that papaya flowers would smell. I wouldn't expect them to, but they really, really smell nice. The problem is that it looks like I have a male tree, and as far as I know, well, there is some plants that are both male and female and put out fruits for female and flowers for male, but I don't think this is one. I think this is a male, so that's why I started a few more. Yes, I'm going to grow more papayas, and it's just that if it is possible to grow papayas indoor, and if you can get a male and a female and you can get fruit, that would be just amazing. And I wouldn't imagine anyone else trying to do something as dumb as growing those indoors under grow lights from seed to fruit. So that's something that that's actually one of my big projects that I will try to tackle and see if I can get working. And behind, it's not too easy to see it. I don't know if I can move you up here and down. Let me just see. It's okay. This is a fig. So this is a Chicago hardy fig. This one was actually supposed to go out outside into my big new greenhouse, but the greenhouse isn't finished yet, so it stayed inside. And it has actually been putting out a couple of fruits. And the leaves are dying off down at the bottom, and that happened after I transplanted it. It was growing in a really, really small pot, and I transplanted it into this huge pot that I have here. And yeah, they just died off, but all the new growth is coming really, really nice. And I just think it went through a little bit of a shock there, and I'm really surprised that it didn't drop the fruits. So that's a good thing, and hopefully they will ripen in the near future. So we will see. Moving on. This is actually the citrus that I'm most excited about. This is a Kaffir lime, and the Kaffir lime is not used for the fruits. It's mainly grown for the leaves. So the leaves are really, really popular in Asian cooking, and I will have to say that I really enjoy making food with these leaves, and they taste phenomenal, and they just put a distinct taste to a soup or a tom yum soup or something like that. And yeah, it's just fantastic. So I was thinking that, well, growing for foliage, that's something that I actually can do with citrus, because growing citrus indoors to fruit, that's something that you can do, but it's more of a novelty, not something that you will grow and actually get decent results from. So I was thinking that, what if I just grow something that could be eaten without the fruits? And this is where the Kaffir Lime comes in, and they have some beautiful, beautiful leaves. They're two segments, and yeah, if you rub them and smell, oh, it just smells fantastic. So this is a keeper, and I think this one is actually going into the pot over there. Yeah, so we're getting into the bad stuff here. And yeah, you wouldn't be able to see it from this camera lens, but I discovered the thrips on this plant. This is a fish pepper, and it's really, really nice. I really enjoy this plant, and I'm so sad that it's gotten the problem right now, because I have to cut it all the way down. But as you can see, it's really woody, and it's been dropping flowers and leaves a lot now, and that's just because it has been really unevenly watered. I've been getting a few fruits from this, and they just taste fantastic. I really enjoy those. They are like a cayenne, but they are a little bit stronger, and they taste much better. So yeah, we're gonna cut it down and see what we can make of this in the end. And in the back there, we actually have a fruit forming. This is something as bad as Brazilian ghost. I don't know if I ever gonna taste the fruits from this. It sounds horrible, and it probably is. But this is a plant that is doing as nice. It has a thick wooden stem. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. It's doing really, really nice, and it's growing tall. It's growing tall and leggy, and that's just because it hasn't been getting the perfect conditions from the lighting and everything. And as you can see, they just keep growing. And I'm gonna cut this one all the way down. That was actually my intention anyway. So I'm just gonna let this fruit ripen up completely. And then I'm gonna chop it all the way down and let it just regrow. I've done that once before, and I'm gonna try to do it again. Okay, we're nearing the end here. This is another citrus. This is called key lime. And I don't know. It's a nice plant. I don't know if I would ever get fruit from it, and I don't know if I ever want fruit from it. But I've heard good things about key lime pie, so so I don't know. Let's just see if we can get it to fruit someday. And it's a beautiful citrus, and I love citrus, and so many people love citrus, and the only thing that I hate about it is the thorns. But I actually do love the thorns as much as I love the thorns on my cactus and my aloe vera and everything. It's just something cool about it, and that's why I grow a lot of citrus. And the smell, wow, it's just fantastic. And if I can ever get them to set flowers, that's an added bonus, because that smells wonderful. Behind there is something that looks worse for wear. This is my Shishito, and this one I haven't been taking a close look at for a while. I don't know what's going on underneath there. I don't know at all, but I would imagine that it has a lot of fruits, and yeah, it does. Though they are all dried up, because it's been fruiting for a few months now, and I haven't been picking any of those. It's just been growing there, and this is something that I really need to take a little bit care of. I'm going to prune it down and see it grow back up there, because Shishitos are one of the best peppers to grow for me, and I would like to grow them a little bit better now, and see if I can mature the plant a little bit and get it some more lighting, so it will grow even thicker, and I would have one permanent big bush of Shishitos. That's at least my end goal. So we will see more of this in the future, and I will dig through it and see what's happening underneath there, and I think you will join me for that. So we're getting close to the end here, and this is, well, this just started out. This is lemongrass, and it started out I started it in this pot, and I planted a ton of seeds, and my goal wasn't to get lemongrass, the thick purple stalks. That wasn't my goal at all. I just wanted to grow it because of the smell. I love the smell from this, and it also looks nice, and it's a nice bush to have. So it's been growing fantastic, and it doesn't get care at all, and it doesn't get lighting at all. But it's hanging in there, and I don't have the hearts to throw it out because it looks nice, and I think it will just stay there for a while. And if I ever need lemongrass, maybe with my my lime here, I will probably need some lemongrass in the soup. So I might just pick out a few of these, because they are starting to get thick, a few of these, and see if I can actually use those, or if they're worth anything. So, but it's just a beautiful smell of tea or something. It's really, really nice. So that's a keeper. Okay, and the last one you've probably seen not too long ago, and that's the monster. So yeah, it's continued growing. It's I think I lost 6 leaves since the last time you saw it, but it's putting out new leaves every single day, and there's one coming out right there. And yeah, I don't know. It's starting to lean over, so I might just have to prop it up and see if I can stabilize the whole thing a little bit. So yeah, I think that's it. I have no idea how long this took, but it's probably going to be one of my longest episodes. But I just had so much to share about my plants, and I don't know about you, but I really, really enjoy these kinds of videos. And when I started out getting my inspiration for my indoor garden and for everything that I'm doing, and what really, really sparked my interest in this, and also made me wanna share my experience with you, was actually watching through Raymond Browning at Praxis 55712 channel, and it's actually a little bit of a history there. I started out watching his Praxis 55712 channel, and that's outdoor gardening, and I thought, wow, that's perfect, and this is really what's inspiring for me and everything. And I knew he had a Voodoo Garden channel, and it was indoor gardening, and I don't know, indoor gardening, that's not something for me. But I started to watch his videos, and the shorter ones, they were, that's a plant, and you do this and that, and it's not going to be as exciting as the ones that you have outdoors, but that's okay. But then I started watching his programs that were 30 or 40 minutes, and that's actually what really, really inspired me to do stuff. And those type of tours that he did, showing everything that he had in the garden, and a little bit of history about everything, and what he wanted to do with it, and stuff like that, really inspired me to do stuff. And I'm hoping to just deliver the same type of content to those of you out there who actually enjoy those kinds of really, really long episodes, just sitting down with 2 or 3 cups of coffee and just looking through and getting inspiration, because that's what it's all about. These types of videos, and especially those long videos that I put out, showing everything that I have, it's not to brag, and it's not to get something overall interesting out there. It's just for you, if you wanted to get into growing things indoors, and you would like to sit down and just get a little bit of inspiration. And I do this all the time when I'm on YouTube. I try to watch through all those types of the grand tour of the garden, and all those types of videos, just to see what people are doing with different types of plants and how they succeed indoors. And it's always fun if you go from one plant to the next plant and you can say, I know what that is, I know what that is, before the host says something. I really enjoy and I take pride in that, and I know that's something. So I hope you could name everything here, even though I had a problem. So yeah, I actually just got 10,000 subscribers on my channel, and that's just insane. And I was just sitting down thinking about it, and that's about the fourth of a full stadium in the football championship, and that is just crazy. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for those of you who are following me, and hopefully continue following me through the winter. I'm going to try to keep up with the pace and get more videos out. And a little bit of an update on the outdoor greenhouse, the huge greenhouse. I actually got the rocks now, the big stones that I'm going to put down to build the wall that the house is going to sit on top of. I actually got those now, so we can move on with this. And I think it's going to be completely built this autumn. So come springtime, it's going to be fantastic. So yeah, if you liked it, please click or one of the thumbs at least, and please comment down below if you have something interesting to tell me. I read all the comments, and I really enjoy people commenting on my stuff. So I take both good and bad criticism of what I'm doing here, because as I said, it's not a how-to, it's more like this is what I'm doing, and I got the thrips. So don't do things as I do, because you will eventually lose everything in the garden. Okay, I'm gonna quit rambling. This is Christopher saying may the force be with you, and until next time, have a nice August. There's gonna be more videos in August, I'll promise.